So speaking of where people are going, let's talk about where people are looking from homes. So we did several stories this last year about because due to the Rona, everything that's happening with people searching from homes has changed. There was predictions there'd be mass exodus from major cities. We actually talked to Jay Glazer, who was on our show. I guess this was like 2 months ago from New York.
Yeah.
And he was back in New York, and he was talking about what was happening there and the realities of it, and that there weren't just triage tents lining the street and wailing and gnashing of teeth. He said
he's in the trenches. He's in New York City. So all these stories outside of New York City saying everyone mass exodus, there's, the Rona and everything's, he's like, no, it's not like that. That's not happening here. Although that study that I found about people leaving, that New York was the highest. They've had a lot of.
There are a lot of people leaving from New York. So the question is, what does the mass exodus look like, and what does it look like in relation to people searching online for their next house? Can y'all hear that lawnmower? They just started mowing my lawn. I got fired from lawn duty a long time ago, so now they're mowing. So hopefully you can't hear. Anyway,
so it's like my cat's wandering around in the background of the show. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, so the headline is where people are looking for homes. Has it changed? So let me read to you guys I know, right? I probably should have maybe what's it called? Jump the shark whenever you just kind of get right into it. But so we've also heard from many in the real estate echelons, which are the higher ups in real estate, that more people are leaving the suburbs or moving to the suburbs, leaving the urban areas due to the pandemic. We heard about people fleeing from New York left and right, in California too. We talked about Jay Glazer. We know now that we have data that backs up what Jay was saying, kind of. Jay was saying he wasn't seeing a huge mass exodus, that he was seeing a more of change in how people buy. And this was early on.
People coming in, though. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. And if you watched the show 3 or 4 months ago, this is going to be old news to you. But if you only look at the headlines, you will be shocked to find out that, quote, we have not seen people fundamentally move to different areas because of what's going on. That's a quote from Chris Heller. He's the chief real estate office at Ojo Labs, and he was telling Inman. Ojo Labs pulls data from Movato, which is a real estate.
Chris Heller. He's the one from Keller Williams, isn't he?
He is. Yes, I was actually going to get to that. So Chris Heller, you might remember from some of our old Keller Williams stories, is now at Ojo. He said the same counties tended to remain popular with consumers. So there was just kind of a shift in some of the top counties. There wasn't any that just got kicked out of the top preferred counties from home buyers, but there was a shift in where they were looking.
Right.
So they're searching in the less dense part of the counties. So in summation, people are fleeing from urban and densely populated areas, but they're not going very far. They want to basically stay in the same area, but they want their physical house and space to be different than what they're currently living in. So they want to stay in the same area, just not packed. In many metro areas like Austin and Dallas, backyard was the #1 search attribute added. So if you are an agent in Austin and Dallas, and probably across the United States, be sure that you're talking about the backyard so that people find it. They want more outdoor space, things like pools, patios, bigger yards. The median preference for a lot size grew by more than 700 square feet between January 2020 and September 2020, according to the data from Movato. So here's another quote from Chris. He said, people aren't necessarily moving to dramatically different areas, but we do see people buying different homes. We do see that they're making different decisions because they want more outdoor space. So pretty interesting article. I would say it surmises. Are we just making up words today? It surmises everything.
Thrivening.
Yeah, it's thriven.
Yeah,
it's surmising the thrivening population of the suburbs.
It's thrivening.
But it's basically saying like people aren't totally leaving the state or leaving the city or leaving the county. They're just like changing neighborhoods.
Right, but what headline plays though?
You mean the China virus makes people not want to live packed up in there like sardines? They want a backyard? They want a backyard with the China virus on the loose? Wait a minute.
Crazy.
Of course
Turns out that a worldwide pandemic makes you a little skittish of people.
Is this a headline? Like, are these? I mean, these people, they get paid to do this. Do you realize that these people get paid to do this?
Well, what's interesting is that the study contradicts what we've been seeing in the headlines to this point. And all the headlines that are saying everyone's running away and way out of the city, they're changing from New York to Arkansas. No, they're changing from like, I don't know New York. I'm just going to make up New York places. So they're changing from like east side to north side. Right? That's the significant difference of the search. So
where they don't have to touch 73 different surfaces on their way from their lobby to their door where they're going to be exposed to germs. They just want to touch one surface, the door. They want to go in their backyard.
Cannot imagine what it would be like going through to get to your home, those little hallways and stuff like that, and elevators and all that stuff.
Like who walked there just before you? Whoa.
You could see the Rona in the air.
Yeah, you just see it floating, waiting to attack your face.
Chris Harris says subscribed on the YouTubes. Whoop whoop. Hopefully that was to both Hometown Harpy and to the Bitterman Real Estate Show. Just saying.
Hopefully he was already subscribed to ours.
Yeah, I mean he's not watching on YouTube now, Christian. So maybe you should give the YouTube a watch. Melissa Vara said, I think people were just leaving altogether. I think a good portion of people that could bought second homes. So they could have the option to be there if they have to. So we're not really getting to the second home discussion much lately, but we did talk about it previously and how at the beginning of the coronavirus, we talked about how a lot of them were going on sale because people couldn't book them. And it was a huge disaster with everyone that planned on having these wonderful Airbnbs this summer and they bought it and leveraged themselves. And now crap, no one's filling up my Airbnb because they can't vacation. And now they're like full forever. Because people are going towards the Airbnbs and away from giant hotels or giant. So it's just really interesting to see that for a very short window, there was like a 2-month opportunity where people could buy a second home and get a deal on it. And now there's no more deals because not only are people like, I'm still interested in buying and owning a second home. Now you have people that worked in Silicon Valley. They're like, if I can work from anywhere, I'm going to work from the beaches of Texas.
Yeah. The beaches of Arkansas.
Kristen Harris says subscribe to both. Good. Ray said the C word. Dadgummits. We try really hard to get to the whole show.
Oh, you pulled a Ron Burgundy. You read the teleprompter right in front of you just as it was written. I mean, we could have typed anything in there, it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, the Tom Tizek who watches, he hasn't been on in a while, so I hope Tom is okay. But he's in he's in Maui.
He is, yeah. He says every time he's on the show, he's like, "Hey, from Maui." It's like, okay, Tom.
So when this all happened, everything was shut down. He was like, "Dude, we're dead out here. There's nothing going on. A, people can't fly, to Hawaii, and B, they're not purchasing second homes." But then, 2 months ago, month and a half ago-ish, he's like, "We're back. We're good. Everything's fine." So it's going back to the other story I had earlier. People are getting more comfortable with traveling and being around the Rona now. Do you want to live in a high rise where you got to go up 72 stories to get there and go through 72 levels of the flu, the Rona, and all that stuff?
2 levels of hell.
But people are loosening up. Yeah.
Now, Maui, that's in Alabama, right?
Yeah. Right. So one of my favorite memes.
We don't get out of the state much. I don't know much about geography.
Well, one of my favorite memes. Well, you're from Alabama, of course, but I'm just kidding. Love you,
Chris. I loved you,
but one of my favorite memes was,
I was going to be pissed. If you didn't take that opportunity to get me, I was going to be pissed. I literally served it up to you.
Yeah, and I have to take it. By the way, I always say if I don't mess with you, I don't like you. But one of my favorite memes was, if Biden wins, I'm moving to Hawaii. I'm getting out of this country. I'm moving to Hawaii. And it was always farcical. It was always sarcasm. And I swear it didn't matter if it was Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, wherever. Undoubtedly 1,000 people were like, "That's in the United States, stupid." And the guy's like, "Dude, I'm just trying to make a joke." And it just, oh my God.
My favorite is all these self-absorbed idiots that think we care about them, that are like, well, if they're important, they're celebrities, they're movie stars. And it's like, if Trump wins or if Biden wins, whoever it is, I'm moving. It's like,
I don't care.
Well, good thing. That'll probably influence the outcome of the election because people can't stand the thought of not having you around. Like, are you kidding me?
Some guy with 512 followers on Instagram. Oh my God, don't leave.
That's why they call them influencers.
No.
Christian Harris says, shameless plug. If you like Zach's Hometown Heartbeat show, you may also dig the Old Fashioned Dad podcast. And
Oh, that's what we call. Yeah, that is the absolute shameless plug. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not above it. That's fine.
I
I'll send you
didn't see that he literally wrote on there shameless plug, and I was about to say we call that and then I was like, I'm going to look like an idiot.
Yeah, there it is in the comments there if you want to see it, and I'll
you
send
can't
you.
read your own. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like giving yourself a nickname. You can't do that.
yeah, it's terrible. Can't do it.
Melissa Mara said, I would have only been sad if Bruce really left New Jersey because that's just wrong.
I think she means Springsteen.
Oh, the boss man. Did he really say he was going to leave the country? The United States guy? That's what I call him.
Look,
He's
his catalog's still going to be on the app. You're still going to be able to listen to him.
I mean, how would you get your jollies off to that scratchy "Born in the USA"?
That's a really freaking good impersonation. We've got to use that. That is unbelievable.
But then went to Canada.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What? How did you should have brought that?
Oh yeah. Oh, we got him. We got it.
We're
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
the show is full of it.